All right, let's take you to this now. The ANC will be holding a memorial service in honor of the late minister and struggle veteran Pravin Gordhan this afternoon. Let's now get more from our senior reporter, Canny Maphanga. Canny, of course, you are at the Joburg City Hall. Proceedings, I'm sure, are about to start any moment now, but just talk to us about what people are saying as they remember the late Pravin Gordhan.
Well, indeed, Anati, thank you very much. We are seconds away from that memorial starting here at the Joburg City Hall. So, of course, we expect many of those praises to continue as the nation celebrates the life and legacy of former Minister Pravin Gordhan. But, of course, we've been focusing or placing a key focus on the many veterans that grew with Pravin in the struggle and, of course, know him as an anti-apartheid activist first before he served in those many ministerial roles in those various administrations in our constitutional democracy. Without wasting any time, I am joined by activist and South African poet and many more titles. Pravin Masagela joins us now to speak on the life of Mr. Pravin Gordhan. Of course, it is a sad moment, but of course you do get the opportunity to celebrate another fellow comrade who now is heading towards his final resting place on Thursday. When you reflect on his life as an anti-apartheid activist, what can you tell us, the viewers at home?
Oh, he's one of the greatest products of our movement. His name will live forever for his forthrightness, his intelligence, his persistence, and just in general being unafraid to speak truth. And I think particularly for many of us who had to grow up outside the country, he represents the spirit of not giving up. Because when you consider the conditions that were in the country, it was not glamorous like now where people are driving with blue lights, and you did not get any acknowledgement for it, and you couldn't, because if you were acknowledged, then it meant that there was something wrong with you. So he represents that spirit of not giving up and of continuing the struggle under the most difficult conditions here at home. And of course, you know, I mean, he's not a person that you could call a former this or a former, because he was active in all stages of his life, you know. Even as a minister, he was still politically in the forefront of breaking open the whole state capture.
Speaking on that, Ms. Masagela, of course, he was axed in 2017, news that garnered global attention when he was removed from that position, and the subsequent criticism that would follow and the subsequent fight that would follow in our constitutional democracy. When you reflect on that role, what can you tell us about Mr. Gordhan?
Well, I think that was the more, you know, that was the more sensational, you know, and I think you people, you like the sensational, but I think for me, it's the steadfastness that represented just another stage in his long, you know, journey of fighting for the good of South Africa and for all South Africans. And I think also above all, not above all, but importantly, part of the reason why I'm here is because we have to assert at all times the non-racial nature of our struggle, which is something that kept us together forever, and which is something that this country has to embrace, or we will all go. You know, that South Africa belongs to all who live in it, you know, and so in a way, it's a sad day, but it's also a great day because we get an opportunity to praise one of our own and one of our best. Yeah.
Lastly, just very quickly there, we'll have to leave it there, Ms. Masekela, as we hear that the program is beginning now. Thank you so much for your time and reflecting on that rich history. Of course, that was Barbara Masekela there, focusing on that history of Pravin Gordhan when he was an anti-apartheid activist, looking at the role he played and the constitutional democracy that South Africans enjoy today. As you can hear behind me, Unati, the program has begun. I'm going to throw it over to you so that viewers can catch a glimpse of this memorial service in honor of the late former minister Pravin Gordhan as he prepares towards that final journey, that resting place where we will see him laid to rest in an official funeral in Durban, KwaZulu-Natal on Thursday. Over to you in studio.
All right, of course, we will be taking you to that memorial service, as our senior reporter Canny Maphanga has just alluded to. As soon as it begins, we will take you there officially. But of course, she was speaking to various veterans about the late Pravin Gordhan, of course, earlier on speaking to former ambassador there, poet, academic and activist Barbara Masekela.